Hi, I'm Carcina.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's up? What's up? 50 Cent has done it again. You know I don't believe this, right? Hey, this is the funniest thing ever. Oh my goodness. 50 Cent has secured a deal that would make him the biggest documentary seller probably in history. If somebody is to sit there and buy that doc, hey, what's up? The D in the house, the Report Podcast. We see you. Don't forget to sign up, become a member, join the memberships over here. Straight like that. Man, look, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. For people that didn't understand that there's a lot going on. Paramount is spending $1 billion to buy a horror franchise. Like, it had a digital run. It didn't even make sense. So it's like, what? To me, I thought that was the story. I was like, that's crazy. Who would be spending that kind of money? Now, we'll get to it because we want you to understand where this is all coming from. What's up, People's Champ? Oh, yeah, definitely sign up and become a member. All y'all, join the membership. Member. I'm going to be a member. Yeah, they want me to push the memberships. Like, push, give it a push. I mean, what you want me to do? Trump taking everybody's money. It's like, fool, push the memberships. It's your memberships, remember? What did we notice more than anything? We noticed that the majority of the people, they keep reiterating said positions, and it doesn't make any sense, like, to any of us. You know what I mean? Like for example, when you see things that are alien to you and it don't make sense, yeah, people are going crazy, asking me about every single thing in the world. They asking me about every single thing in the world right now. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Why is that? Oh, you know the lawsuits are coming. You know that. As soon as that $75 million? Now, once again, I don't believe it. Yes, you can join the memberships. There you go. There's the memberships and all of that, all the perks. That's the memberships. The link to it. It should have been in there already, but it's now added to the stream. Now, yes, that's because I'm going to be doing something on the memberships this week. So definitely. Now, here's the thing that people don't understand about this Hulu deal, right? And we'll get to the masses of that, because when I saw it, I was like, are they $75 million? I was like, Starz and Netflix and Apple, normally somebody pay you $75 million for a documentary on T.I. and Tiny? That don't even make sense. Like, I can see if he did a package deal. Like, he had a bunch of docs and maybe this was a whole bunch of things together. And I'm like, who is putting this out? Because I'm like, I don't believe this. Now, Starz, Netflix, and Apple, and everybody outbidding themselves, and Hulu win the bid. I'm like, Hulu's going to pay $75 million. That's what really got me. Hulu is going to pay $100. So I'm just like, hey, right at face value, I got to tell y'all what I think it is. It's an April Fool's joke. It's an April Fool's joke. There's no way. This would have to be coming on April the 2nd in order for me to believe it. So for me, this looks like an April Fool's joke. Straight up. To see who gonna run with it. Because here's the thing. If Hulu pays $75 million for one documentary to 50 Cent running it, come on, man. He didn't even get that for the Diddy deal. He just got to take credit for it. He had nothing to do with the documentary. And it's like, can you talk to him and get the people to come in? Yes, Hulu is owned by Disney. Remember if you bundle the package, ESPN, Disney, and Hulu, you get the bundle. They all bundled in together. So now the whole world get to see exactly what people been talking about all along. He said for T.I. and Tiny, it's no way they pay that much. I don't see why they would pay over $2 million. $75 million. So let's actually go through this together. Let's do it together. Then I'll talk about the other stuff I want to talk about. But let's go into this together, right? So you're going to read it the way I see it. 50 Cent says Hulu secured his upcoming documentary after a heated bidding war, including Starz, Netflix, and Apple. He shared the update directly, making it clear that the projects drew serious attention before landing his final home. And he put this up, TMZ breaking news. Hulu pays $75 million for a 50 Cent doc after bidding war. Intense streaming bidding war. Biggest doc deal in years. And they got fifth right here. This is the funniest thing about it, is TMZ. They never posted this. It's not on TMZ. So this is absolutely hilarious, right? Then he goes, he did not drop full details about the documentary subject, but the energy around the deal speaks loudly. 50 has built a track record for turning real life stories into much watch moments. So platforms stepping up with competitive offers makes sense. He knows how to package a story, and more importantly, he knows how to sell it. Hulu stepping in and closing the deal also signals how aggressive the streaming space has become lately. Platforms are not just buying content, they are chasing cultural impact. So, with a name like 50 Cent brings to a table, it turns into a race. The move adds another play to its growing media run while fans wait for more details. One thing is clear, when 50 Cent is involved, someone is cutting a check and somebody else is walking away mad. Now, this was on Baller Alert. Okay, and it seemed like it's probably been taken down already. Yep, it says, sorry, the page you was looking for can't be found. It was on Baller Alert. I think Baller Alert probably realized that this was not true. It took it down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have to hear this on the second in order for me to believe it. Let's hope it's true. I mean, here's the thing, man. If this continues down the lane it's going, many people who are there are not going to understand it. They're going to say, this is a problem. I don't want this problem to ensue or to continue. The main problem that we have in this game right here today is that these people just don't know how to stay out of trouble or each other's way. T.I. tried to use 50 Cent to boost himself up for an album release. Did the album even drop? I mean, seriously, did the album even drop? Did my last album? Then I'm done. I didn't even know T.I. dropped 11 albums. That's how bad it's been. After I'm Serious, he came with trap music, right? And that's when he was on the map. Then he went 2 times platinum, went platinum, and Urban Legend was 2 times platinum. Then he dropped that King crap that went 2 times platinum. Then T.I. versus T.I.P. where he could throw in the trash. Then his best album, which was Paper Trail. That sold 4 million. Then his No Mercy. No Mercy went platinum, and after that, it was all over. Trouble Man came, and then came Paperwork, Dime Trap. I don't even remember Dime Trap. That stuff didn't even chart. Then Libra. And the Libra. Then his new album, Kill the King. He don't even have a release date for that. Mm-hmm. That's the usual. I don't see this as a real deal. I see it as 50 Cent having some fun with April Fool's Day. This is why I don't really deal with people on April the 1st at all. Because, right, it's like dealing with people on April the 1st is like some people are heavy on it. Like chicks be calling, I'll be like, I don't believe nothing you saying to me right now. Talk to me tomorrow. Don't talk to me today. I don't believe nothing you're saying today. We have nothing to talk about, me and you. Yeah, straight like that. Now, the overall essence of problems, they always come back full circle. That's what I said. If you gonna come at me and tell me that they finna have a bidding war over T.I. and Tiny, 75 million for that. I'm like, that's more than what you got for Power. Oh, talking about his $400,000 donation. That's why I feel said, you know what? All this political crap going on, I ain't donating no money to nobody there. How about that? Then everybody gonna be, hey, wait a minute, don't do that. It's all this political nonsense. Now, Paramount spent $1 billion to get Scream. You know, that's the thing. The whole franchise. You know, that was New Line Cinema. That was their thing, right? So now Paramount got it. And they keep showing that they keep throwing out money with shorter theatrical runs. Scream is almost all completely, I think this week is out of the theaters and going straight to streaming. So after 1 month in the theaters, a movie that opened with $63 million in its first domestic run has gone on to earn 118 million and about 204 worldwide. So even when its box office slowing down, that's still a strong run for Scream 7. And it keeps the Scream franchise comfortably above the 1 billion mark worldwide. Now, that short window is what stands out. Now, just think about it. Fans didn't like Scream 7. They felt they pretty much was disappointed with the reveal and everything about it, right? Now, this was a nostalgia film, and it went all the way back to the beginning, but all of these movies flopping at the box office is what's making a cause for all these people to get involved in transforming where people just don't get it. You remember Hostel when Hostel came out, then they got Hostel 2. Now people want, because of streaming, people are now like, wow, there's a new movie out. This movie was great because of streaming now. And because people work, they don't got time to go to the movies like that anymore. Plus, they don't really know what's at the movie or what's on Netflix. Movies go directly to Netflix or directly to streaming platforms now. So If you see it on a streaming platform, you probably didn't even know it was at the movies. They go, man, there's a new movie out. Did you see this? I'm like, dude, that came out in like 2018. The hell are you talking about? Oh, I ain't never seen this. Because things come and go so quick, their minds can't process or hold on to anything. So that's why they know they could fool you with all this other stuff that they throw at you. I didn't see one, but normally you go see that every time a black man had any success. Somebody gonna come out the woodwork and say, hey man, that my shit. You're gonna hear that all the time. He's like, Netflix is $30 now. Netflix about to lose me very soon. See, here's the thing about Netflix. You're not interesting. You're making bullshit content and you're putting in bullshit shows. It's pissing people off. So a lot of people not happy with Netflix, trust me. Straight up and down. They're not trusting it. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate your super chat. Said he here for the impressions. You missed them already. They keep increasing the prices because they trying to make up for their loss. Yep. Yeah, I saw that, Corey. They lost. Look at Corey giving y'all the finger. Corey giving y'all the finger. Yep. Sixers won and Toronto lost. They going to the play-in. The Sixers going to have the 6th spot. The Knicks going to be in 3rd. Knicks and Sixers. First round. Outlaw gonna be sick. He don't want that at all. You know why the prices are going up, right? The prices are going up because here's the key. They want to do this because they're giving you what they consider pay-per-view content. Because they realize somebody got a brain and say, why are we charging people pay-per-view? That's dumb. Pay-per-view is some old technology. We don't need to do pay-per-view no more. That's dead. We need subscribers. Hell, you subscribe, you see it for free because they make more money from people subscribing. People who subscribe, it's a pay site. So they're paying like $20 a month or whatever. Fine, you want them to be subscribed. Most people that do subscribe ain't gonna subscribe out after the fight over. They're gonna stay subscribed. So I know somebody that actually say, man, I don't pay for none of this. I use the box. Or they say, man, I sign out of all my apps to say, man, cancel this. Until like he got Stars. He's like, man, I cancel Stars until Power come back around. Man, I don't watch Stars like that. So when Power come back, I get Stars. Man, I ain't getting no extra money to Stars. And that's just how he is, man. He's like, man, I don't watch that. Exactly. A pay-per-view come by one time, that's one big fat flat fee. But in boxing, they normally hit you with those fees like a lot, especially you're doing events. Like, dude, you be spending like $200 a month just on pay-per-views. So people just say, hey, forget it. We're going to go out and kick it and watch the pay-per-view somewhere else. Like I used to have the fight at my house, and I was like, unless this is a big fight, I won't have it at my crib. You know, I have a couple people over. That's about it. You know, but I keep things small. I don't do massive. It's like no need to do that massively. Like what are we doing all that for? So they doing that, and they're gonna keep raising the price, but they're gonna raise it up to the point where people gonna say they're not interested. Because I'm like, man, I'm looking at Netflix, and I'm like, their original programming is falling off tremendously. It's all the same type of show. That's what's like really telling. It's like this is like the same show, and it's so generic. It's like the thing is, Stranger Things is a happy accident for them, and because that accident came through, it was something incredible. Yeah, well, that's how they move. So when you see somebody that doesn't move the same way as you, dog, don't be stuck on that. That might be an April Fool's joke. So don't pay no attention to that until if they put that out on the second or third, then you can follow it. I haven't seen it on TMZ or nothing. Mm. I don't believe I don't believe that there is a documentary. I mean, I believe it's a documentary. I don't believe the 75 million for the bidding war for a documentary. I mean, that's movie budget price. I was like, no, that's like you know what you can get for a movie budget, $75 million. No, that's a franchise. Now, I can see if he said he got a big major deal where he's gonna have his own network for 75 million, and I was like, okay, now that makes sense. That makes sense then to move it in that direction. I never understood that myself. I was like, why do they keep doing that? There's so much people can learn from other people's mistakes. Mm. No, because the documentary game is messed up. You see, T.I. already got a problem. T.I. got to deal with these people that all these girls that's lining up. They all coming up. Even if it's the truth or it's a lie or whatever, they all willing to come up and say, oh, you did this, oh, you did that. They all willing to do it. There's no more morals in the game no more. These people do not care about your feelings. They don't care what you thought, what you're thinking about. They are all lined up to screw you over. That's the key. They don't want nothing else other than to take you down is their desire. That's their plan. Now, why in the world would all of these people with all this disdain for everybody come at you in this way, in this narrative, this form? Because they don't care. If you got people out there that understand and know what's going on, then you will see it for what it is. I mean, who's realistically saying that? You know what I mean? If we're being realistic about things today, why are we taking this course of action? As I often say to people, why are you taking that course of action? When a lot of people in this world knew what it was from 21 Jump Street. When people said, man, we need to go out and do the things that's right in this country and do what's right amongst people. Nope, these people will stab you in the back first chance they get to get some money. I'm serious. Doug, I am so serious. They will stab you in the back to get some money. If you understood where everybody else was coming from, then you would know how the angles went and how it really spun like wheels on a tire. Most people didn't realize this, that the words that they say, it go against them more than it does helping them. Dog, M.A. Udoka and his situation with his girl, they never recovered from that because people around them couldn't tell you the difference. They couldn't tell you the storyline between that. They didn't know what was going on there. No. Most people who know me know one or two things, right? They know I was the boxing guy, I was the hip hop guy, whatever, right? But when people want to lie on you, they will. People came around, right? And they was like, oh, we got these people, they trying to harass. And I stood up, I did the video. It was a security company that was harassing Floyd Mayweather and a couple other fighters because they were jealous. It was jealous of black millionaires having money. And they would lie to try to get some money. And you know why? Because they say, well, they gonna settle with me out of court rather than go to court. It's time consuming. They busy. I just make false lawsuits. It's guys out there who make fake lawsuits for a living just to get people to settle with them so that they'll just settle with me instead of going to court because I can drag it out. Even if they know it's a lie. To me, that's spineless. I don't respect that. That's a coward move to me. It was often going to be a mess. Well, when you're dealing with people like that, you got to understand, you're dealing with an anomaly. You're not dealing with something that's going to be reasonable. You're dealing with something that's on a low level type of thing. You know, remember when TV Bay knocked out Benny Siegel when Benny was sick and all that stuff, right? Everybody was freaking out over that. You know why they were freaking out? They were freaking out because it didn't make any sense. People had morals saying, man, why would you hit a dude that's sick? And he trying to get all this credit for it. And TV Bay and all them. And they was like, dude, this is not a flex. You know, it was a sad look. So for me, I was looking at that and I said, oh, okay. I know exactly what this is. It's pathetic, but I get it. I remember I talked about Lil Bruce, Mac Dre, and E40, that whole Bay beef they had going on. And I remember people reached up to me and was thanking me for clearing the air and everything, right? And it's always going to be a hater, dog. It's always going to be a hater. Somebody coming up line, you stole that from my video. I'm like, who is you? I don't even know you. So I'm like, what video he's talking about? So I'll go and see some video. He got a video up there. It had like 30 views. And I think it might have said, like, touched on like two things that I said in the video, but I had never seen this dude's video a day in my life. I'm like, dude, this is something that happened in hip hop history. I'm quite sure somebody know that this part happened. Mm. You never know somebody's situation. You never know what another person is going through. But this documentary thing, do you see? We're the only ones that do this, right? How many podcasts are there out there that's white? About 1,000 of them. They got 1,000 white podcasts. How many times do you see the white people on these their podcasts going at each other? They beefing with this podcast, right? Almost next to never. Then you see the black podcast show, right? All of them. All of these dudes are multimillionaires that played ball and gotten millions in the sport. Some in the Hall of Fame. And they all beefing with each other. Or talking crap about each other on podcast shows, throwing it back and forth. Well, why would they be doing that? Oh, this is way before Granddaddy IU. Yes, don't forget to be a member this week because we got something for y'all this week for the members. And now they up in here disrespecting each other. What's up, Sincerely? But see, they disrespect each other now, and that's when it gets mad crazy because none of it seemed to make any sense anymore. No, K. Slay reached out to me. He just wanted to clarify what was going on because he was, man, I would never falling in love with no bitch. That's how he put it. He was real upset. He was upset about that part. He was like, yo, K. Slay, this for real, son. I don't have no agent and manager and all that. Look, I found you on my own. I was like, all right. Ain't never been emotional over no bitch. I'm like, look, dog, you know, like, where'd you get the from? I'm like, you know who told it that? She said that she was emotional. So what do you want from me? The Cino misses nothing. Somebody made they did a TikTok short when they were telling the story, and I guess whatever app they used, they just went and grabbed my footage and took my face and put me in the video like I was Ed Hartwell because I was mentioning Ed Hartwell, and they used this like app GDT, whatever, to make their shorts. And whatever this app was, whoever was talking about it at the said time, they used their face and footage. So they put my face there talking about Keisha Knight Pullman's divorce. And that's how that incident happened. 100%. That's how it happened. No, a lot of things dried up in the game because a lot of people start lying on you. And when people start going through the Hollywood shuffle and people don't understand what's going on or how you know so much and all of these different things that was going on. I would have not known a lot of these people and have gotten all this information from the world if I wasn't paying attention. Plenty of stuff that went on, man. A lot of people have reached out over the years. Whenever we do a video or something, see, back in the days, people don't remember I was a real big wig back in the day. Like, before they started spending all the money to sabotage me, I was a really big wig in the game. So, yeah, and the entertainment space, as soon as I drop a video, it's out of here. So this space, the creative space, was a lot different back then. So Floyd Mayweather and his team was talking about a new contract deal. So we was in Las Vegas, and Michael Smith and Jamel Hill was getting ready to, get their new show. They were excited, and they were talking about trying to get Floyd Mayweather on the show and things of that nature. And the lady that works for ESPN was talking about doing it, but ESPN had a deal with HBO. So now that they got HBO on with ESPN, and Floyd is fighting for Showtime now, it was going to be a bit of problems in that scenario. So it became a sticking point, between the two. And, because of it, a lot of things ensued. So I was there when a lot of stuff happened. Like, I got to sit on information right now. I can't tell nobody. It's not New Year's. It's not April Fool's no more. But what's coming to Patreon this month? Well, we already started with Patreon so far. So we got the Mike Tyson hit. That's out right now on the Patreon. You're going to be surprised this month. That's why I'm just waiting. He said they wouldn't let you change your annual back to monthly. Why wouldn't they do that? Man, it's just some goofy stuff going on over there, man. He said, so Casaval Marquise is me. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to them next meeting. But yeah, we doing a lot more business talk. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, we hit y'all with like 3 major videos. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's a lot of history that took place. Yeah, we talked about Tina Knowles, and that's when everybody got up in arms. Like, that was taboo. You weren't supposed to talk about that. Yeah, when Matt Barnes' situation happened, and then everybody started stepping up and doing stuff they weren't supposed to do. And Benny Siegel dropped his diss song when he was in Detroit. Then I had to deal with the Meek people, and it just kept getting more and more out of hand. And Ayanna Jackson came around, and then they did the so-called. Remember, Dr. Dre was supposed to sue Miss LA over the documentary she was doing, that little mini series. He never sued. And she said, "I hit her. I'm suing." Now, he did all of that and put that in the papers, but he never sued. Why do you think that is? They don't have a clue as to what's going on. Oh, no. Come on. When Maria Taylor's situation happened with ESPN came in and started trying to flag the video down over LeBron, that agent, all of that. I went through hell over the Rachel Nichols situation because it got a lot of steam. Even when Matt Barnes tried to come in, not Matt Barnes, but Steven Jackson came in and tried to cover it up. I got information I got to sit on to the end of the basketball season. That's huge. And it's about my Detroit Pistons. So I gotta stay quiet on this news to the end of the season. Because I promised. I'm mad about it, but I promise I won't do it to the end of the season. But I can't wait to the end of the season so I could actually say this. But just remember, I got some information, and I can't say it to the end of the season about the Detroit Pistons. What is she talking about? Yep. After that magnet ball video, somebody said JJ Redick. Let me see. They said he said something about the ball.
Your team get rolling there.
The ball stopped rattling in and out.
That helps usually in basketball.
When there's 5 of those shots in a quarter, it's a little odd.
All right, for sure. Second half.
What was that movie? I think it took place with the Washington Huskies or something. No, maybe that's a different movie. There's a basketball movie about that where they put a little electronic chip in the ball, and every time I got near the rim, they would make it rattle off.
I wish I knew, and I totally believe you. I totally believe you.
Someone
But
was put a little electronic chip in the ball, and every time I got near the rim, they would make it rattle off.
So JJ Redick is basically telling you exactly what I've been telling everybody. So now I guess he's just now learning that there is a magnet ball like he don't know.
on offense, especially, what did you see from your team get rolling there?
The ball stopped rattling in and out.
That helps usually in basketball.
When there's 5 of those shots in a quarter, it's a little odd.
5 of these shots in a row. It's a little odd. Wow. I might have to do a whole video on this. JJ Redick exposes the magnet ball. This is what everybody was talking about. I see why they sent it. It's like Tuesday.
For sure. Second half.
What was that movie? I think it took place with the Washington Huskies or something. No, maybe that's a different movie. There's a basketball movie about that where they put a little electronic chip in the ball, and every time I got near the rim, they would make it rattle off.
I wish I knew, and I totally believe you. I totally believe you.
Someone
But
was put a little electronic chip in the ball, and every time I got near the rim, they would make it rattle off.
on offense,
Wow. So now they just exposed the magnet ball theory. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, I'm going home. Exactly. Now, if you know your game is being ruined like that, that could change a lot of things and have a different effect on people who believe otherwise. You ever hear somebody say, I don't hug somebody I don't like? It's like, after I seen you do something like that, it's like, I don't trust y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust the NBA anymore. You're messing with the integrity of the game. You know, we see how they carry Brunson and the Knicks. Like, now we see how they got 40-some wins. They was like, oh, they just worked hard. Yeah, work hard at fixing games. All of that's done now. It's done and done. Yeah, well. Yeah, well, that is what it is, bro. He said 50 will not get 75 million. He make no money off any of his business deals. Don't just say vitamin water. Remember his energy shot that was supposed to feed people in Africa, like Africa is a country. Oh man. 50 is a snake oil. No, 50 do make money off his deals. That's not necessarily true. Now, here's the thing: the $75 million deal. I think that was an April Fool's thing. I don't believe that's real because who was paid $75 million for a documentary? I mean, really? That's big budget movie. You could make a big budget movie with that $75 million. So a documentary on T.I. and Tiny, he didn't even get paid for the Diddy doc. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't get paid for the Diddy doc, why would they give you $75 million for this? Oh no, what Netflix did is they're gonna be distributing some 50 Cent content, not to mention they're going to not to mention he's in another movie, in a Netflix exclusive movie that's coming out. $50 Cent's gonna make an appearance in there, so he's gonna get paid in an appearance fee. Also, all because if they get sued, all these people could say, well, there was no proceeds because we didn't pay anybody to be here. People were paid to be there. They're gonna say that they weren't paid. He's like, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, but 50 do make money off his deals. It's just that some of the deals that 50 have, they're deals down the road, and people don't understand it. Like for all the other people involved, they might not get the money, but believe me, 50 know how to get to the bag. He ain't got no problem with that. $50 want to stay in the house. Well, $50 don't like being outside that much unless it's some money to be made. Like I told y'all before, his business is the connections he's got. He's got a powerful connections in Hollywood and entertainment that helped get him through the door, plus what he was able to do hustling. Him being a hustler. When they gave them that money for the movies, what white people do, they normally just go through the money. They don't make them. And they just do it as a tax write-off. 50 was like, damn, I could actually make these movies for this. And he made these cheap-ass movies. But he paid the celebrities to be in them. Like, you never even noticed that Fifth had did these movies. And he had The Rock in a movie before people knew what was going on. It was like, is this a movie? It was straight to video. Fifth was throwing out movies left and right. He was going to get that money. This would open up the door for power. Mm-hmm. There it is right there. Grindstone Entertainment presents Empire State with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Liam Hemsworth. People like, what the hell was this? Fifth was throwing these movies out back to back. He was spending the money on the actors and said, look, I'm going to pay these actors. People know The Rock. I'm going to throw them out there. So The Rock stars in this movie where they're like working at the fire department or something crazy. They stop a heist, some armored truck security guard heist thing. Whatever the script was, they just made the movie and got it done quick and was throwing these movies out like clockwork. Fifth was making that money. And this is how Power Deal got made. This is how they knew Fifth had he was different. Just like he was doing in the music game, he was building his collateral up. You know how much money they saved off those deals? How many millions? Fifth will tell you himself, Curtis Jackson has a better career than 50 Cent, the rapper. Hands down. He's like, it's not even close. He's like, 50 Cent opened the door. But Curtis Jackson has made way more money than 50 Cent. How many white people get paid off stuff they didn't create, they didn't make? They don't even know what's going on. So when people say 50 years, you ain't create the show, he got paid off the show. What would Power be without 50 Cent? Do you really want to know how bad the script was before he got there? They needed help. That's why they went to 50 Cent. Power was already written, all 5 seasons. When Power first came out, I told y'all the whole truth about Power. Who was supposed to play Ghost? Michael J. White. They wanted to play Ghost. But his thing is he was too much. They didn't know he could play Jamie. They knew he could play. And they were like, well, everybody know he can fight. He's a martial artist. So they already know if he's Ghost, he goes from Jamie to Ghost. It's going to go from this level to that level. And it'll be massive. It'll be interesting destruction. Now, they never saw Mari Hardwick play that type of role. I knew what 50 saw. Because I saw Next Day Air. I saw the movie. So I saw when they said Amari Hardwick, and I said, oh yeah, he could play that role. I saw him in Next Day Air. So yeah, he could play Ghost. And if you watch Next Day Air, that's Ghost. That's Ghost. He didn't think he was going to get the role anyway. That's just how Hollywood works, man. He didn't think he was getting the role. Mm-hmm. Right, 50 gone to the next project, man. 50 got, if you knew how much money he got from ABC just to put out the prison movie about the guy, Fifth got paid more money he did for Stars. Just when he did Fox, he had that comedy show and he did it like one season. That was a trial run. 50 was making big money off Fox and CBS. That's why he wanted to go to the major networks. No, see, what you didn't know is even though Grindstone was the company and he didn't own Grindstone, they created Grindstone, and his company Cheetah Vision was brought in on it as well. Here's another one of the movies he put out. Nicolas Cage and John Cusack, Frozen Ground. Another good, this is actually a good movie. And this was based on a true story. They was looking for a serial killer in Alaska. $50 Cent is actually starring in this movie too. Another Grindstone and his Cheetah Vision. 50 Cent helped move all that money. Because once he did that and secured the bag, they got a bigger bag. You see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand the value of what you do. If you can help white folks make money, you're going to be valuable. Not only did he help them make money, he showed them a whole new way of doing it. He said, why don't you actually just make the damn movies? They were like, because 50's looking at the scripts. And 50's like, well, this ain't a bad script. And he was like, yeah, don't nobody want to go in there. He was like, 50, like, I can make these damn movies. This ain't nothing. It's like, yeah, but this is not going to make any money. And nobody's going to. He was like, y'all about to just burn through the money anyway and tax write it off. What happens if we get the money? 50 is a hustler. He wanted to know what was going to happen if they complete the actual task. And he was like, well, okay, well, let's say you do that. We are going to do massive amount of money. This could lead to billions of dollars. Bet. Oh, yeah. A lot of people owe him. They owe him a lot of money. He got more black people money like Tyler Perry. He saved Mary J. Blige after her husband took all her money by putting her in Power Book 2. He started in the movie 12. What is this here? Oh my God. Now, what are they doing over here? Yeah, that For Life, that was the best show to me. I love For Life. The one that he was in the prison. When the guy became a lawyer and got his legal degree in prison. See, I don't know why this dude keep talking about 50 doesn't do no deals. That's what I was like, dude. He did a 10-picture, $200 million deal in funding for 10 movies. And this was for his Cheetah Vision project. This built the whole portfolio right here. Without this deal, there's no power. This was in 2010. I know because Floyd Mayweather and everybody else was going to be involved, helping out, and he wanted him to get involved in it. It was a 10-picture deal. He did a whole interview telling people what was going to come. And he knew he was going to get it done. This is what started Grindstone / Lionsgate. And he had his Cheetah Vision with Randall Emmett and all the rest of those guys. So this is what started it. This was back in 2010. And let's go to the first movie he did the setup. He was already making the movies. And he was doing it for less. You know why? Because they were all going straight to video. Now, let me see which film it was. I think the first one was the setup, right? Or setup. Let me see if I could find that one, because that's the one that set it off. Bruce Willis, 50 Cent, and Ryan Phillippe. This was the first movie. Remember Bruce Willis appeared in all of those straight-to-video movies? Setup. 50 Cent had a strategy. It was going straight to video. And he's saying, look, man, we ain't got to spend all this money making the movie. All we need to do is get it to rent. If you just spend the money on Bruce Willis and get 2 days of work, say how much you want to do. Could you show up for 2 days of work for this and do this and X, Y, and Z? He was like, yeah, 2 days. Are you kidding me? 2 days of work? Are you serious? You gonna give me this much money? I'll give you this much money for 2 days. And they would shoot all Bruce Willis scenes or Ryan Felipe scenes. He did the same thing with Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is his friend. So he called Robert De Niro up. He did the movie with Robert De Niro. And Robert De Niro came in and did the movies. And Robert De Niro did 1 day of work in the movie, barely in the movie. He shows up as the captain. All the action scenes was filmed already. He filmed his part in the car. That was it. And they put the movies out. People looked at the cover. They buying the cover. This is what 50 was telling me. He's like, they buying the cover. And the movie would take place, and they barely in the damn movie. Or they in the movie, but not as much. Then the star be somebody else who ain't even on the damn cover. So 50 showed them how to make money. They was like, he's like, you selling the cover. So he started getting all these big name people. That's how he got The Rock in there. Got him to play in the movie with Liam Hemsworth. He started putting these names out there that people know in the hood that they'll go rent it and be like, oh, look, Rock and them got a movie out. This on video. I don't remember this coming out at the show. Yeah, let's see this. And it made a lot of money. He had the movie with Forrest Whitaker. Made a lot of money. Forrest Whitaker is an Oscar winner. And they act like he didn't exist. So yes, 50 Cent gets the bags. Mm-hmm. Freelancers, yep. Exactly. So all of these movies, 50 Cent lived up to that obligation, $200 million for 10 movies. I bet you there's guys in the hood right now could do that because they basically been following that formula, just making movies and putting them on Tubi for way less than $200 million for 10 movies. So he said, can you go make these movies? He was like, yeah, I can make those movies. Easy. 200 million for 10 movies? Fifth had about 4 movies done already. He had 2 movies ready for release at the gate. The setup was the first one. He had that ready to go. He was like, dude, I can do another. Man, we finna knock out about 3-4 movies a year. After the deal was done, that's how Power was made, people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They brought 50 in because they needed him to help them out with Power. He's like, you doing this show? And Courtney had already written the script and all that. If I told you, I knew the entire Power story. Everything was going to be different. Everything was different. Tommy had originally died in the script when it was first done. Like Tommy was going to die in like season 3. They had it was like so much stuff going on that was different in the movie script, and it didn't even make sense. I act like not the same as Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston in it from Friends. Yeah, she was trying to find her way, just like Jennifer Dreyfus Lewis, who was in Troll. He hired Dwayne Johnson to be in the movie. What are you talking about? He's not allowed to work with him. He hired The Rock. He hired The Rock. He hired The Rock to be in Empire State with Liam Hemsworth. Fifth went and got these people to be in the movies. He made those movies. Grindstone just put their logo on it. Fifth made those movies. $50 made The Obligation, dude. He did it in like 3 years. By 2012, 2013, or whatever, the deal was done. All 10 movies was facilitated in the deal. $100%. That's power. That's a hustler. That's a real hustler. $50 not a good actor though. Depends on what role he in. I've never seen him in a bad role. Yeah, Paul Walker died. He was gonna be him and 50 Cent was gonna do a movie, but he ended up dying. They were gonna get 50 Cent in Fast and the Furious 5. Mm-hmm. It fell through because it had to go through Vin Diesel, and Vin had already had stuff in place, and he had The Rock, so he brought in The Rock to do it, and that was like the thing is 50 hired The Rock to play that character, and 50 Cent, and Paul Walker wanted 50 Cent to play that part, going after Hobbs. Can you imagine if Hobbs was played by 50 Cent? That'd have been crazy. What's up, Uncle Claude? He's like, Pac went to school for acting. 50 Cent didn't. Actually, 50 Cent did take acting classes. Yeah, for Get Rich and Die Trying, he took acting classes. He had an acting coach, everything, to help him pull off the emotional scenes. Oh, no problem, Uncle Claude. We're glad to see you. Well, the key in filmmaking and in everything that you do is building equity. You want to build equity for the films. And it's hard to build equity in movies today. So if you got great business partners and a team around you with Lionsgate and Grindstone, that's what they did. They connected the companies and they let 50 company come in, which was Cheetah Vision. Now it's going to build with equity and grow with Lionsgate. So Lionsgate ended up getting a $2 billion deal. Yeah, it was a hedge fund that paid for it. They had 200 million in it. So, like I said, it was money to play with. They had money to burn. So what happened to that money? Boy, they made some money. Because it built up equity for the actual hedge fund. So all the partners were very happy with what 50 Cent did. So that's why he was brought in on Power. And do you think they were not happy with what he did? Well, a lot of people try to downplay his intelligence because they see him as a rapper. They just say, oh, no, Rick Ross is the guy that's the sham wild guy. 50 Cent is actually smart. There's a difference. That whiteboard is Patreon only. You're right. I go to that blackboard. That whiteboard is over. No, he was the 50 hired The Rock to do the movie. And Empire State paid him the most money he had ever been paid in a movie until his Fast and the Furious thing. See, people don't realize it. Rock was a big star in wrestling, but he really wasn't a big star in Hollywood yet. He didn't crack the Hollywood barrier yet. He was making his millions wrestling. So when it came to making the millions in the movie industry, like he had been Scorpion King, he had played Doom, but he hadn't broke through in Hollywood and made no big role. So when they paid him the money to do this, this is right before he became Big Old Hobbs, and he wasn't on the A-list yet. So once he did that, I could see that's why they was like, see, we got him moving. He wasn't doing all this until he got with us. He said the Hulu app is shutting down by the end of 2026. I don't know. But no, this $75 million deal, it would have to be a package deal, people. It could not go on for that long. Vince connections are very limited. Have you seen WWE movies? Come on. No, WWE was sponsoring his early movies, like Walking Tall and all of those. Those were WWE movies, like The Marine 2. They tried to do the same thing with Cena. Yeah, they put their wrestlers and make their own movies. Yeah, it was not going good. All right, so that's when they did the walk. What's that? The Rundown with him and Stifler. And that was a good movie, but still, it didn't make Rock a star. Well, Vince McMahon owns the name The Rock. Yeah, he owns those names. He owns the characters. So when he would do the movies, he was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So now he's Dwayne Johnson. He's gotten away from that branding. Now he can be Dwayne Johnson. He ain't got to be The Rock. That's what's up, Guard Boy King. I appreciate that. The final boss. Yeah, that's when WrestleMania was back. And they took it down another direction and it never recovered since. Oh, yeah. So thank y'all for coming in and checking on me and hanging out with me for the day. I would have done a live stream, but I'm a little too tired for that, right? I've done a lot today. Still got a lot to do tomorrow, so I'm going to get up out of here. I want Roman Reigns to knock CM Punk out. I'm just tired of Punk right now. But I like Punk's wife. I hope she beats Becky Lynch. So, yeah, I talk the wrestling mostly on the Patreon. But, yeah, I'm going to get up out of here. All right. See y'all on the Patreon, man. Deuces.